the idea why we thought we should meet you all today is to set the context for this program, to talk to you about what's coming up, and also hear you talk about, your expectations. What are you looking forward to in this program? So before I introduce all of us here from the Yugma team, we thought some of you may have seen our website and some of you wouldn't have got an opportunity to see it. So thought we'll quickly talk about who we are, what do we do, and then really get into the specifics of the program. So we are actually a 3-year-old young organization, a 3-year young organization, and we work largely with startups, mid-sized companies, and we help them scale their businesses. In some cases, transform their processes. And Yugma is our platform, really, that supports these organizations. This is a platform of these schools which helps us solve some of these, crucial business problems. We're going to talk about how in some time, but just to give you a quick glimpse into what we do as part of Vance and Yugma, please, also see through the website. There are tons of case studies given there in terms of what we do, how we do, what's the methodology that we follow, so on. And of course, the clients who we work with. So when we started Yugma, and when Yugma was really born, with two large philosophies in mind. So philosophy number one was that students from these schools, they need to think beyond placements. They need to think about their careers. So how can this platform help them identify what is that career that is meaningful for them? What is it that they would really love to do assuming, you work for 40 years after you're done with your B school, what would you really enjoy doing? What would students really enjoy doing? And the second philosophy is that, a lot of times we talk about campus to corporates, but we also think that the other way around is equally important, which is how do we get corporates to leverage these campuses, leverage the talent that is available in the campuses. And with those two concepts, with those two beliefs, Yugma actually, took birth. So here is what we do. So while on our website, we have tons of numbers, tons of case studies, and descriptions about what we do, but largely the whole story of Yugma is to create opportunities for students. One, to build meaningful careers. Two, to upskill themselves and gain all the right skills that will make them career ready. And finally, these interventions are also designed for corporates to get access to talent, to get access to all the work that's happening in the campuses, and therefore provide a platform where everybody comes together and leverages the presence of each other. So if we talk about our engagements with colleges in last 2-3 years, so these are some of the colleges that we've engaged with across different segments, across different functions, across different interventions, and you saw some of the interventions in the earlier slides. The whole objective, like I said, is the engagement is not just about helping students get placed, but actually helping them develop the right skill set so that placements become easier for her or for them, and moving actually beyond the placements as well to look at the careers per se and develop skill sets which are important for the careers of the students. You all have been through a journey. We just thought we will recap this journey for each one of you. And talk to you about what were some of the key, features as part of this journey. What have you come through? It's been a fabulous journey for us as well. But I'm sure because you've been through the journey, you would have also had some experience which you could share with us later. But just to recap the journey that has happened, so we had when we spoke about this program, and we spoke about the need for the program and what are we actually going to do as part of this program. We had 1,600 plus students from roughly close to 105 B schools who actually applied for this program, and they wanted to evaluate the projects that we had. And when we opened up these intern positions, we had roughly around 150 intern positions that were shared with the students. So it was almost 1:15 ratio that we actually witnessed as part of this whole program. And these were some of the colleges that actually applied to us. These were some of the organizations that applied to us. So, like I mentioned, 150 odd intern positions across finance, marketing, strategy, human resources, IT, in one of the cases. And when we actually looked at these projects, they were you must have thought that you all went through an evaluation process with us, but the projects also went through an evaluation process. So when we spoke to the HR heads or with the founders of these companies, we also kind of looked at the projects to say that, okay, will these really add value to your lives? How is this project linked to certain business objectives or certain business challenges that the founders and the HR heads are today grappling with? And therefore, how could we get this problem to you and get you to solve this problem and build your appropriate skills? So the whole objective was to kind of vet both the sides to see that the right mapping is happening. The projects are right, the projects are impactful, they are meaningful, and we have students who would love doing those projects and in the process add into their skill sets. So these are the Yugma mentors, and happy to introduce all of us over here. If you look at these mentors, all of us have one common thread. If you look at the experiences, and that thread is that we worked on both the sides. We worked with the campuses, with the students. We've mentored students, and we've seen the corporates. So we understand that, okay, where is it that the need is coming from? How are organizations changing? And therefore, what is it that the organizations are really looking out for when they engage with the talent from the B schools? So it's a good blend of industry and academia. Um, all the five people who you see, and I've only picked up five, we have a pool of 60 plus mentors who are, with us on the either as advisors. Some of these are board members, and some of them are mentors purely because they love to mentor. So they all are passionate about student development, and they have proven experience working on both the sides. So with this, I would like to invite Dr. Chandru Srinivas, who is the founder of Vance Group. He's an executive board member with different organizations, startups, advising them, backing them up in their early stages, helping them grow. Personally, in his career, he's mentored more than 10,000 students. And please correct me if I got the number wrong, but more than in last 18 years, he's mentored more than 10,000 students in different ways, in different capacities. And again, like I said, the passion about bridging this industry academia gap, getting these two together and forming meaningful partnerships is a passion that he's very close to. Or that passion is a part of all the interactions that we have as part of the Yugma team. You all have met Faisal, you all have met Devesh. Some of you have met Devesh. So Devesh and Faisal are also a part of this meeting. And I would like to invite Dr. Chandru Srinivas to say a few words, and then we will get into the specifics in terms of tapping into his experience as well, in terms of how summer should be like. And if you have any questions for both of us, feel free to talk to us about those. Dr. Chavan will be joining us in some time, and he also would love to speak to all of you about his experiences with summers and his thought around how summers should be structured from a student's perspective. So, Srini, over to you.
Yeah, thanks, Minu. Akash, if I'm audible, just show me a thumbs up. Yeah. If I'm audible, yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, would be great, if all of you can also switch on your cameras so that we have a name to face for all of you. So to start with, congratulations to all of you for making. If you actually look at this journey, it's interesting. 1,600 applicants, 103 B schools, uh, close to 200 students getting interviewed after the elimination round, out of which you are the top 40 students. So congratulations for making to this, and welcome aboard. So the whole idea of today's conversation is to understand your understanding and expectations, so that we can clarify a few things and help you leverage the summers as much as one could do that. I think, in my opinion, summer is one very important aspect in the career. If I look at defining careers for people, okay, I had worked in corporates at a CXO level for about 20 years before setting up this company. So, in those 20 years of my corporate, before setting up a series of companies, I would have been associated closely with campuses for about 15 years. Whether I was a CHRO, whether I was a CFO, or whether I was a CEO, I have been attached with the campuses. So, what I'm talking about is basis experience for looking from the other side. In my view, the most underrated uh, program slash semester slash course within the whole 2 year MBA program is the summer internship. Quite often, the power of summer internship is not felt and seen by the students as well as the faculty, etc., etc. But take it from me that your summer would define your start point. 9 out of 10 cases, what you do in summers would make or break your final placements. Now, what I mean by saying that is, how do you leverage your summers? How do you go deeper into your summers? What are your key learnings from summers? So often I have seen that summers are taken as 8 weeks, 10 weeks paid holiday kind of thing. Well, most of the students, to say so, 50% of the students making of a report, submitting of report is what the outlook of summers is in most of the cases. In my view, the way you have to look at summers is it's a gateway for your final placements. Now, what do I mean by saying that? I would want students with more than 3 years of work experience to show me a thumbs up or put in an icon of thumbs up. People with greater than 3 years work ex. I don't think anyone is there with more than 3 years of work ex. Yeah. Okay. Now, in a batch of 32 students I'm seeing here, none of you have 3 years work experience, or one or two may have 3 years. And believe me, this data does not change college to college. So whenever we went to a campus placement, be it IIM Ahmedabad, be it NL Dalmia, be it SIMS, be it Symbiosis, be it TAPMI, or any of the colleges, or Goa Institute of Management or XIM, the big challenge that we as recruiters have is, what do I converse with students to select the student? I have two choices. I can ask a lot of academic questions, right? But the challenge is, as an interviewer, I may have limitation in terms of remembering the academics because I have studied 20 years back. So therefore, my own comfort of asking you very academic questions is little lower. When I say I, any of the campus recruiters. Do I ask you about your work experience and what have you faced challenges at your workplace? I have a problem because very few of you would actually have more than 3 years experience. Across B schools in India, this is the trend. So therefore, if I have to converse with you, I need a middle ground, which is neither very academic nor very practical. And the middle ground is summers. So trust me, the interview 7 out of 10 times starts and stops with summers, wherein the interviewer asks you about your summer experience. And the meaning of that, or unsaid meaning of that, is, if I give you an opportunity, Do you have the wherewithal of working with us and leveraging all your knowledge that you have, is the indirect way of asking questions. So therefore, how good you do your summers, how good do you articulate that and share your learnings makes hell lot of a difference in your selection process as you keep moving ahead. During this mentoring of probably about 12,000 odd students over a period of time, looking at so many other companies, I myself being a recruiter and being on boards of several companies, this is a common phenomena that we hear from all the recruiters is saying that the students get one opportunity in form of summers. Do they really leverage that or not leverage that? What do I mean by that? Do you know enough about the company and the business of the company? You may be doing an HR project. You may be doing a finance project. You may be doing a marketing project. You may be doing a sales project. But do you know enough about the company? Do you know enough about the market that the company is operating in? Do you know the consequences of the project? Okay. And one of the favorite questions recruiters ask, you can check with your seniors, is saying that, example, I'm saying, let's say Hinit Patil, you do summers wherever you do. One question I'll ask you, one I normally ask is, end of 2 months, 3 months, you have submitted a report and you went away. Where do you think the company has used that report? How was it useful to you from a business perspective? Yeah. So these are some of the aspects which one would expect you to do in a great amount of details. It's not about somebody spoon feeding you with a scope, somebody spoon feeding you with a methodology. They will do all of those things and we are here to help you. But most important is, if this was your own business, how would you want to do that? Right? What are your learnings out of it? One more interesting aspect is, Minu has mentioned that we had spent a lot of time, like we are talking to you, and amount of time that we would have spent one orientation session, so many emails to you, a 90-minute test, and so many interviews, and so much of time that we have spent with you. We have spent almost that much time with the companies as well, talking to the founders. Why do we require interns? What is their day job? What are they going to do? What are their learnings? Will it get converted into a kind of a PPI? How does it happen? Your business, etc. So we curated and filtered all the projects. And with a lot of responsibility and confidence, I'm telling you that the projects which have been handpicked and chosen are real projects. These are the problems slash opportunities faced by those respective companies. Unlike normally very large organizations where summers are more relationship oriented, these are deep projects. So therefore, my advice to you is, take summer very seriously. It is one opportunity for you to convert into a final placement. May not be in the same company, some other company. Second, look for certain elements which are different in the projects that you guys are doing. This is very rarely you get an opportunity to talk to founders of companies. And trust me, all these founders had glorious careers. Each of them would have been a CEO, CHRO, CFO, some seen large companies to say so, who are setting up things on their own or have set up things or in their own, etc. So you have a conversation where there are hardly any layers in between. Normally in a normal course, that is not an easy opportunity for you. So therefore, if I were you, I were Atif, or I were Nanda, or I were Deepa, or I was Ishita, or Tista, Satyam, whoever it is, I would make sure that apart from the project, I would have certain conversations, request for certain conversations with the founders, asking them their journey from B school to wherever they are today. What are their key learnings? What do they look for in recruitment? How do you improve your skill set? Host of those things. So the first is knowing more about the project. Second is knowing more about your mentors and working very closely with those mentors, so on and so forth. Yeah. Third part. I don't know how many of you are not comfortable with Hindi, but let me use Hindi and I'll translate that into English if required to say so. One question at end of the project, which I am going to ask on behalf of Yugma once you do, because we'll have 5-6 sessions of these kinds. Today is only a starter. Through your summers, we are there with you, holding hands to make sure that your learning is maximum. Company also gets benefit out of it. One question I'm going to ask each one of you is, धंधे में पैसा कहाँ से बनता है? Okay, translated into English, because I do see some students of Bharti Dasan coming. They may know Hindi, they may not know Hindi, so I'm translating. Where do you make money in the business, or how do you make money in the business, or where is the money in the business? So the third element that you'll have to look forward from your summer's perspective is always, what is the business model of the company? Is it sustainable, not sustainable? What is the competition business model? Is there a uniqueness? Is there growth potential possible in this or not? What are the likely problems because of this business model which is likely to happen? So on and so forth, to say so. As MBA students, whether you do HR, finance, marketing, doesn't matter. Summers, beyond summers also, this is one skill that you develop. For example, I am sure, and Amandeep, show me a thumbs up if you order from Swiggy or Zomato. Where is
Yes,
Amandeep?
sir.
He's gone. Yeah,
Yes,
you
sir.
do order. Yeah. Now, if I were a curious MBA student, which I was at some point of time, I would ask this question saying that, how does Swiggy make money? Right? I don't need an answer, but I'm saying have that curiosity buds to say, paisa kahan se banta hai? You would have read in newspapers that 2,300 crores is Zomato's revenue and 2,300 crores is losses of Zomato. Why would they lose money when every order they're going to take 35 rupees to 60 rupees from you? So the whole point is develop that business orientation. And that business orientation comes by challenging, by talking, and putting your hands. There is no textbook which will tell you that how to read business models of companies, to say so. And irrespective of what your so-called specialization is, HR, finance, marketing, doesn't really matter. But understanding of the business is the third element that you need to kind of pick up. Fourth element, and the last one, before I hand over to Minu, is what beyond summers are you doing? What does it mean? For example, if your summers is about, I'm just making up, is about product positioning of health food or channel management of health food. So you will research, find out what are the channel partners, what are the terms of that, what does modern trade do. Yeah, you'll understand all of those fundas of marketing and sales and make your present. Now that's a summer project. What do you do beyond that? Do you want to apply your mind and say, what is relative channel profitability? B2C versus B2B market, what are the dynamics difference which are there? Yeah. One sec. Yeah. What are the differences between B2B and B2C markets? What are some of the competitive positioning others are doing which you are not able to do? I've just given you an example to say so. Yeah. So therefore, all I'm trying to say and request to you is that go beyond your summer and answer one more question, saying that beyond the scope of your summer, what is that you have done? Or in nutshell, there are 5-6 sessions which you have planned, and we will keep coaching you a little more specifically, but I think 4 things. Knowing more about the company, competition, landscape, knowing more about the founder and the journey of the founder, etc., etc. We'll also facilitate some meetings, but it's your proactiveness. Third is, how do you make money? धंधे में पैसा कहाँ से आता है? Fourth is, beyond summers, what have you done? Take this as an opportunity where somebody is allowing you to set up something large for yourself at their money. Something like that. Think about that and do that. Yeah. Don't take it as a routine college projects to say कि boss submit करेंगे. I'm going to get 94 marks out of 100. Life is beyond marks. Yeah. So that was my suggestion based on experience of doing summers. So these are 4 things that you should have at your fingertips to make. I'll give you one example. One of my brightest students, okay, and I've been teaching in B schools now for 15 years as well. I spend about 180 hours teaching in B schools. One of my brightest students 11 years back, okay, did his summers in one of the banks. And it was a routine project, not a very high-fi, but a decent project. The bank went through a branding change during that summer project. Okay. He was doing a finance project appraisal kind of a job, MSME sector project appraisal project. He had gone for an interview to a large private bank, much larger than the company where he did his summers. The large private bank asked him this question. The bank where you did your summers has changed the logo. Can you please explain to us what is the significance of the logo and how is it impacted the morale of the people or change in the working style? This guy had no clue. He comes out of the interview and he couldn't make it because one thing led to another and he couldn't answer some of it. He came out, spoke to me, and he said, "Sir, I've done a project in finance. They didn't ask me a single question on finance. They asked me on logo. You only tell me what is the significance of logo for a finance student." Now, here is my point. That company spent 500 crores on repositioning, changing the logo, changing the brand identity. Such a major event has happened for a mid-sized bank. And you were very much there doing something in the part of it. You must have that curiosity to learn about it and understand the business impact out of it, right? Now he's doing well in his career, but the point remains that this was the moot point to say that, boss, 2 months you have worked in a company. Did you pick up enough threads about the company or not to say so? Yeah. So that's the broad message and the 4 points I wanted to keep. Yeah. Over to you, Meenu.
Okay, Srini, thank you so much. Before we, Professor Chavan is going to join us in couple of minutes from now. Um, Before he joins us, and this is a question to all of you out here. So you've understood the elements of good summers. You've understood why it's important to take this whole exercise so seriously. So if you were to reflect on what will help you stand out as far as this project is concerned, or how will you make sure that your summer project is better than rest of the colleagues from your particular college? What would be those yardsticks for you personally? How would you want to measure this project? And this is an open forum, so feel free to share your thoughts. If you want to put it in a chat box, do that, but really would appreciate if you could talk to us about it.
Yes, Meenu ma'am, this is Apurva Lonkar here.
Hi, Apurva.
Yeah, Apurva, we have a request. You don't have to
Yes, sir.
suffix and prefix with ma'am, sir, Mr.
Yes, sir.
So you can call her Meenu, call me Srini. Feel free to do that.
No, sir, you people have such good experience. It will be like difficult for me without addressing you people without calling sir or ma'am.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. So I would like to say that addressing this opportunity in a way that I feel I should not only do I should not only be connected with what my project work is, but in a totality of everything what is going on in the company, or what is the company in which path it is moving forward. Not only what my project is related to, but in a total, like how it is moving forward, what new things they are incorporating, or even I can say that I'm being a part of it, so I want to be a part of it, and maybe in a long term I want to stick to it. So giving my most of to the company. So this is what I feel will make my summer project stand out from my other colleagues. Yeah, thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you, Meenu. I think Dr. Chavan is here.
Yeah. Okay, so happy to welcome Dr. Chavan here. So Dr. Chavan is actually the professor in management studies. He's a very senior professor in management studies at Jamnalal Bajaj Institute of Management. He's one of our advisors, and a very passionate person about bringing in campuses and corporates together. So even if you look at his experience, it is also a mix of somebody who's passionately worked with PhD students, MPhil students, PG students, more than 1,000 PG students. He's advised them, he's guided them, mentored them in their projects, and he's also on the board of some large organizations, some large industry interfaces. And just before this session, he was also a part of the workshop that was largely driven around the same agenda. So a very passionate person, happy to have him, in this team, in Yugma team with us, and happy to have him here today. So welcome, sir. We all are actually waiting to hear from you.
Yeah. Thank you very much, madam, for nice introduction. I hope that everybody has joined for summer internship program, right?
Yeah.
And I think everybody has what is actually basic background of these students? They have completed engineering discipline or across the various.
So across different disciplines, they're in the first year of their management studies now.
Right.
Yeah.
So Very good evening to one and all. Um, and it is very nice that you have joined the MBA program. So MBA program, definitely it is a versatile program across the industry sector and across the function, whether even it is a marketing, finance, human resource, or HR. Across the function, there is a tremendous scope for the management graduate, but it is again depends upon you how you take the course, right? And how you learn the basics of management and have an insight about the management program in detail. That is very important. So your self motivation, which is very important factor to actually drive the MBA program and successfully complete it. And it is one of the very good platform that providing you to excel your skill in the management discipline. So I will advise to you, there are 4 to 5 important factors are very important as a management graduate when you go to the industry or when you do a program. So even though you just actually doing your management program, if you want to become a successful, good management graduate with having a good skill, it's very important to have a knowledge about the subject, which is very important. So, during this course of your 2 year program, you will be getting insight about the various subjects, and there are various disciplines. There are basically 5 disciplines are there. One is financial management, one is operational management, one is human resource management. The second one is operational management, and the third aspect is information technology and systems management. So in the first year of your actually MBA program, you will be giving insight about you will be given insight about the various subjects of management, the basic subject like the principles of management, the quantitative techniques, the financial management, right? And then human behavioral subject like OB, organizational behavior, then information technology for management, and then for management information system, right? So all these are actually the basic subject which are very significant that you normally learn in your first semester, and similarly in the second semester. So your actual specialization, what I seen and across the various universities, I just gone through for drafting the syllabus of MBA program, and I come to know that actual the specialization start from the third semester, that is from second semester, the third semester, second year. So so in the first year and in the first year, the first semester and the second semester is a common for all, actually for across the various discipline of specialization. It is common to all, and your actual specialization start from the third semester. So in the first semester, you get a lot of knowledge about the management subject, which are very important for you. So unless and until you just go through the various insight of the subject, read the book, and understand the various conceptual background about the management and the knowledge about the various subjects. And once you get that, then normally you will be oriented for the summer internship. So summer internship component start in the beginning of your third semester. So as soon as you complete your second semester during the vacation period, that is a summer period, the summer vacation start. So why the summer vacation start and the summer training is important during the first year and second year. So the summer internship is actually placed in between the first year and second year. So what is the basic objective of the summer placement or summer internship? The basic objective of the summer internship is nothing but, so whatever you learn in your first and second semester, the basics of your management, normally you learn practical aspects of the management. And then your specialization will start from the third semester. So what is the basic objective of the summer internship after your second year? So there are various disciplines, there are various specialized area like marketing management, financial management, human resource management, information management, right? Operation management. And as soon as you complete your summer internship, you just come to the third semester, and your third semester will start thereafter. So the basic objective of the summer internship is nothing but to gain practical insight from the industry, and then during that process you can actually come to know what is your liking about the specialization. So when you do your summer internship, you will come to know whether you will be interested in marketing department to be worked, or a finance department, or a operation department, and any other department. So your specialization you can decide once you complete your summer. The one basic objective of summer internship is that you can get the insight about the practical aspect about the industry, and then you can come to know what is your liking area. So summer internship will give you the insight of liking area pertaining to the discipline which you will be choosing in your third semester. So this is one aspect. The second aspect is that you can learn the practical aspect, hands-on experience, and it is very important that you should learn the various dynamics of the organization. So what are the various dynamics of the organization? The one first important dynamics of the organization is nothing but to understanding the organizational behavior and the individual behavior, and adjusting with the organizational behavior and individual behavior, which is very important. So that aspect you will come to know very well when you do a practical summer training in the industry. So understanding the people, understanding the organization behavior, understanding the structure of the organization, how the organization function, what is the line of authority, what is the span of control, right? What is a grapevine, how the grapevine actually normally evolved, and how you should actually communicate to the superiors, how you can communicate to your juniors, how you can disseminate the information, right? And similarly, how you can analyze the information. And these aspects, and normally you can learn while doing your summer internship and understand the human aspect of the management, which is very important. The third aspect is very important, is nothing but the understanding and having the knowledge pertaining to the skills, right? Secondly, important skills are like an interpersonal skill, communication skill, writing skill, verbal skills, learning manners, etiquette is, right? How to talk, how to behave, how to sit, right? And how to get the work done. These aspects normally plays a very then understanding the ethics of the organization, understanding the policies of the organization, right? And then understanding the verbal communication, understanding the non-verbal communication, right? And putting your points to the superior, right? And again, interacting, how you can interact with your juniors and similarly your colleagues. So these interpersonal skill plays a significant role, and you will be exposed to these skills while you do your summer internship. The third aspect is again very important, is nothing but actually nowadays if you see, all the processes are technology driven processes. Whether you will be become a finance manager or a marketing manager or a human resource manager or any kind of manager, unless and until you learn the technology and you work on a technology based systems, it is very difficult to survive in the industry. So normally when you go to the industry, already in the first semester and second semester you have learned the subject, but when you go to the industry you can come to know the practical aspect about the systems, how the reports are generated, how the data is entered, how the function of a particular department take place, and what is your role, what is your responsibility, how you can disseminate the information. And there are various technological innovation normally has already taken place in the industry, and you can understand the technological aspect, the practical aspect about the technology, and how that technology can be useful for individual while functioning as a manager. That aspect is very important. So my suggestion is, as much as you learn the technology which is there, and all the processes which are technology based, what are the various activities which are technology based, and how this technology is integrated with the business processes. So this is very important. And nowadays, if you see every organization, whether it is a small, medium, or large organization, all the actually processes are integrated with the technology. And we will be having the enterprise resource planning system, ERP system, SAP system. There are n number of vendors are there. They are having their own packages, applications, and all these packages are integrated with the business processes. So practically you learn while you do a summer internship program. So it is very important as a summer entrant, when you enter into the industry, to learn the practical aspect about the business processes which are technology based. Because if you do not understand that, because even though if you are a finance manager, the days have gone operating the manual procedures. All it is a technology procedure. Only you should know how you can technically use the laptop and machines, and how you can operate the SAP application or ERP system, and work on ERP system and generate the report, disseminate it to the management, and perform your duties. So practical exposure to the business processes, business activities which are integrated to the technology, that you will learn only if you have a good actually a summer internship in the industry. And similarly, it is very important. Nowadays there is a lot of scope in the startups actually. So you should see in that angle, because there are a lot of initiatives are taking place because of the digitization, and good number of startups are emerging. So if you get an opportunity to work in a startup also, anyhow it is a 45 days to 30 days of your summer internship. If you get an opportunity to work under startups, and if the startup is a good, right, and definitely all aspect of the business you can learn in the startups. So don't actually segregate yourself, don't see that, don't go for the brand. Actually you just find out where you can be exposed more to the practical aspect of the business. That is very significant. So it is not important that only big houses and big companies or multinational companies you should actually aspire for. It is not necessary that. Anyhow, it is a 45 days of the training program. And here it is very important that how much you learn, how you learn, right? That plays a very important role. Sometimes it may happen that in a large organization, big organization, you can get a summer internship, but only one a repetitive activity related to a small actually portion of your department can be given to you, and the same activity you may perform for 45 days. But again, it is a depending upon the company. So while selecting the actually summer internship, you should not restrict yourself. Your objective should be that how much you get to learn. That is very important. And if you get a good startup, a small organization, and you don't segregate that it is a small organization, medium organization, large organization. So wherever you get, you should actually see that you should be exposed to learn. That is the important factor, is very important. The fourth angle again, which is very important, is nothing but why actually I'm just why the summer internship plays a significant role. Summer internship again, you will give you to explore your ideas, right? So how you can do things differently, that plays a very important role. So as a manager, right, now there is a lot of competition in the organization. We do understand that a lot of new MBA graduates are coming in, but again there is a lot of scope. So how you can do the things differently, that plays a very important role. And if you have that kind of attitude, you will get to expose while you do a summer internship. So innovation, it is not that scientific innovation like Einstein and some other innovations which has been done. That is very important. That is okay, fine. But how you do a small activity or a business process related activity differently, and can add a value to the organization and can add value to yourself, that is very important. So that aspect also you can learn while doing your summer internship program. Third aspect is again The fourth aspect is again, which is very important, is research, right? Now, it is very important that where every organization, a management institution, when you do a summer internship program, and after completing your summer internship program, you have to do a research report, right? Research report, that is very important. So in the university system, it is a private institution, whether it is a public university, whether it is a private university, whether it is affiliated university or affiliated institution of AICT, it is very important to do a research report, right? So what activity you have done, how you have done it, what problem you have been given by your mentor of the respective organization, and similarly there can be a mentor from the institution also. So he may give you some kind of a problem statement, how you have taken the problem statement, how actually you have just identified the objectives, and how you have done a research, and how you have present a report. Now that report has to be prepared in the organization. Maybe the organization may ask you to present a report, and some of the actually insight and the findings may be applicable to the industry. So that is maybe applied kind of research. So research angle is very important. So in detail regarding the research, in any of the other session, I will discuss with you and give you, guide you, mentor you, how you should identify a problem, how you can evolve with the research objectives, how you can construct a research hypothesis, how you can select appropriate research methodology, right? And how you can compile your, analyze the research, find data, and come out with your finding a research. That we needs to have a separate session, and there is a continuous mentoring is required, that I will do in later stage of night. I am just giving you here some insight on that. But that is very important part of the summer internship. Every management institution or a university, they will expect you to present a summer internship report, because for that 100 marks are there, because it is treated as one of the subject of the course. So you cannot ignore that. You can learn the things, and similarly you have to present. There are two aspects. One is you can present to the organization, and the other aspect is the academic aspect. So in the academic aspect, they will ask you, the university will ask you, or a college will ask you, prepare a report, a research report which you have undergone as a summer internship in the company, and present it. So for that, the research methodology is very important. So unless and until there is one subject of the research methodology in the first year, you may be taught in the first year, second year. So you have to learn that research methodology subject, and you have to correlate with your activity, and then you have to prepare a report. So, but definitely there will be, this is not the only one interaction, there will be continuous interaction with me. I will be guiding you how to select. Suppose the organization has given you the report, there can be two reports or a two presentation you have to make. Organization may expect the applied kind of research. The institution may expect the academic kind of research. So what factor you should actually take into consideration for presenting to the industry, and what factor and what report you have to prepare for the academics for your 100 marks. So that insight definitely I will give, and a lot of interaction you required. There may be one-to-one interaction required. Every report I have to see, I have to guide you, I have to frame your insight, frame the actually your problem area, your objectives, hypothesis, the methodology, what kind of methodology, whether it is academically appropriate or not, how findings can be written, how conclusion can be written, how the report 100-page bound actually golden embossed with a black volume can be prepared. Everything I will be given to you. For that, one-to-one interaction is very important, and we have a continuous time for that. This is very important, because as a summer internship, it is very important. You will be exposed to the practical area, and similarly you have to prepare a research report and present to the company, and similarly to the institution. And for that, unless and until you know the research methodology techniques, the institution will not accept it. There can be external referees, external viva expert. They may ask 100 of questions, and then you have to answer it. So for that, the continuous guidance I will be giving to you. And the fifth aspect is nothing but, again, During the course of your summer internship, you learn the language, which is very important, and you learn the communication is very important. You should be master in writing the letters, communicating to the superiors, disseminating information to the juniors, writing the mails, how to write the mail, how to communicate it, right? And then you have to learn, you should have a good communication skill, verbal communication, presentation skills, right? Presentation skill again very important, how to prepare a PowerPoint presentation, right? And how to prepare the PowerPoint presentation. So all these skills plays a very important role. So sometimes you may learn other languages, suppose XYZ. So you may suppose if you get a summer internship in Maharashtra, so you should know the local language, because there may be people, those who are fluent in Marathi, they may talk Marathi. So you can learn that language also. English is a basic language. You can learn how to communicate in English and write in English. There may be, you may get the summer internship in out of Maharashtra, and there can be a different local language with the dialects differently. So that language can also, you have to learn. So all these aspect plays a very important role, communication, language, and that you can learn while you do summer internship. So lot of insight you can get while you do a summer internship program. Only thing is you should be motivated to you, and this platform, this organization is giving you very wonderful platform to actually to groom you, right, and to give you some insight about the and about the practical aspect about the business. And definitely this can be converted into actually a good placement in near future. So you cannot ignore and you cannot take it the summer internship lightly. There can be a lot of learning can take place, and I am here to guide you, and one to one we can work. I will guide you, I will actually assist you in preparing your reports, and definitely we can have a multiple session for that. And you have to take the summer internship project, summer internship actually in a positive spirit. Lot of learnings will be there, and practical aspect of the business you can learn, and that you can correlate in the third semester. And in the third semester your actual specialization start. And when you spend 45 days to 1 hour 2 months in an industry, you can come to know which area you are liking for, and accordingly you can select the specialization, and you will not do a mistake there. Because sometimes it may happen, now you must have done your graduation, and now at this moment you could have actually repenting that, Are, why I could have done this graduation specialization in graduation, I could have done this, because my liking is not there. I could have, I know I should not have done engineering. Sometimes some people may think that even I could have done a BCom or other courses and could have done MBA program. Some may say that I could have done the engineering, not BCom and other discipline. So you may have some sort of reservation, but you should not do the same mistake in your PG program. But because your career will be depending upon your PG program, so here you cannot take it lightly. So you should be very firm about your specialization, and if you are very firm about the specialization, definitely there will not be looking back, and you can do wonders in your profession. This is with this insight, I wish you all the best, and we'll be in touch definitely and guide you. And this is a good platform that will be giving you some good insight about the summer internship and overall how one can be get groomed themselves. And you are very fortunate that this is a good platform, you got it, so that you can groom yourself. And at our time, I completed my MBA before 30 years. In 1992, I completed, and I was actually finding my path in a dark. But and then I come to this level. So do you, for you it is a cakewalk now. You have to actually, there are a lot of insights are given by the experts, and only thing you have to actually take the assistant, and you can sharpen your skills and knowledge, and then specialization, and go ahead, right? So all the best, guys, and definitely we'll be in touch with you. And thank you, madam and sir Srini, for giving me an opportunity, and we will be
Thank
in
you so
touch
much, Dr.
and
Chavan.
insight. right?
Thank you so
Thank you
much for
so
your
much.
time and guidance, and thank you for the offer of supporting the students.
Right.
Not many of the students may be aware that Chavan sir has guided actually 1000 plus PhDs. So for all you know, many of your professors and teachers who teach you must have been guided by Chavan sir. So it's a pleasure that is offered, and we will leverage during your summers quite a few things from him and his experience. So thank you so much, sir, and over to you, Meenu.
All right. Thank you, sir. Srini, thank you. So, uh, when I was hearing the two of them, there were so many insights. So, the hard things that one should be looking at in the summers and the softer aspects. And a lot of times, we tend to kind of miss out on one. So, personally, I thought, this particular platform and hearing everybody talk about what are some of the key components that you should be looking out for summers was so important. I hope all of you made a note of those things. So, last few minutes, before I hand this stage back to Srini, I just wanted to talk to you about a few things that are, coming up. So, like I said, and I've been talking to some of you, and we've been talking about the fact that we're not going to leave you. So it's not like the end of journey for us that okay, once you are placed, we forget about you. We're starting with the summer orientation program today, and we'll keep talking to you. So there will be workshops coming up for you till the time you actually complete your summer internships. And once you're done with your summer internships, there'll also be a best summers competition, sometimes in June, July, exclusively for this batch. So you will keep hearing from us. You'll keep seeing us, very often. A couple of other things which are planned. We just wanted to give you a heads up. In fact, you are the first set of people who's getting to know about this. So there is, a hackathon planned in the in Feb 2021 next month, and it's again a brilliant opportunity to actually understand how problems are solved. How what happens when a company has a problem, and therefore how should you be solving that particular problem. And this will be a parallel process, so you'll have problems within the field of human resources, marketing, finance. A couple of companies will actually be making offers to the student the top teams, and these are like the second year students will be given these offers. And of course, you'll get to meet the CEOs, CXOs, and some CEOs and get mentored. So the whole mentorship component is a crucial part of all that we do when it comes to the B School engagement plans. The other one is the certification program that's also coming up. We'll talk more about it as we closer to the date. But again, it's all about how do you learn, how do you supplement, complement what you learn within the B schools with content which is approved by the industry, which is kind of endorsed by the industry. Do live projects, work with companies again to actually see how what you learn is implemented in the companies, get certified, and of course get mentored. So those were the two things that we have on our plate, apart from ensuring that we're able to get more students, connect with more companies for the summer placements this year. Okay, so Srini, over to you again.
Yeah, thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you so much. Two things. I'm just wrapping up. So you heard from Jawan sir, you heard from me, and we heard from Meenu. You'll find a lot of commonalities coming in on importance of summers. Today, we wanted to give you a glimpse of what is it. And through this journey of 2 months that you're going to do summers, we would keep hand-holding to you and, talking to the companies quite often. Can I request all of you to unmute yourself? Don't make any noise, but unmute yourself. I have one question for you guys, and I want you to say that answer once I put the question on the chat window. I want all of you to unmute, please. 100% of you, please unmute. We have about 40 odd people here. Yeah. Faisal, Ishan, Deep, Palak, Tushar. Kindly unmute Daksh. Okay. So I have a question I'm putting on the chat window. All I want you to say is that answer whatever you have for the question, irrespective of what your answer is. It should be loud and clear. Okay. Everyone on the call should be able to hear that. Okay. So here is my question, which is going to come. which is coming in, I want your answers to be loud and clear.
Hi, sir.
Hi,
Hi,
sir.
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Hi, sir.
Hi,
Great,
sir.
sir. Hi,
Hi,
sir.
sir.
Wonderful. So I think you're being polite, but I think one more attempt. How is the Josh?
Hi,
Hi,
sir.
Yes,
sir.
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
So I think through these 2 months, do that. It's not just about today's session and or we had a chance to meet Chavan sir, Jamnal Albajaj. You got a chance to speak to all of us, but I think we should start from here. And for us as Yugma or as Vans Skilling or as Srini and Meenu, for us the happiness is when you actually convert these summers into a final placement of your choice 12 months from today or 15 months from today. I think that gives the highest amount of kick for us than anything else. Out of thousands of students that we mentor, a few students who actually become CEOs or meet the dreams of their life, I think that's the biggest satisfaction that we would have of setting up this platform. Before you guys leave in, there's a small three questions, takes you hardly 2 minutes. Devesh will put that on the chat. He has already put that. It's a small Google form. Just fill in the Google form. Make sure all of you fill in. Don't leave without filling. It'll take 2 minutes time. Yeah. So thank you so much, guys, and look forward. Start researching a bit about the company as sir has guided and the host of those things. We'll be in touch. You have contacts of everyone. The next session, probably in another 30 days or so, we will have one more detailed session on how to go about summers and what should be the framework of that, etc., etc. Meanwhile, if you have any questions, okay, any questions, connect with Faisal. He'll be able to solve your problems. If there is some guidance that you require, Faisal will connect with one of us, and we will be happy to solve your problems and guidance to say so. Yeah. Thank you so much, guys, and wish you all the best. Make sure that you fill in this before you leave. Yeah.